in the new Casablanca. Join the boys in the sun and explore all that Spain has to offer.
Was that a bit of a tapas, was it? Well, it's lunchtime. We've got to cover the hunger. Hey, that's what it's all about, covering the hunger. You see, I found out all about it in Malaga last time I was there. Yeah. Cervantes, who wrote Don Quixote. You know Don Quixote, windmills and cracked armour and... Well, you do anyway. He was held prisoner. But because he was noble... Excuse me, thank you. Because he was noble, he was allowed a glass of wine every day. And that glass of wine was brought to his prison. Yeah, tapas, we're going to talk about it in a second. That glass of wine was brought to his prison cell by the warders. And because the roads were dusty, they had to cover it with something. They covered it with bread and bits of ham and things like that. And tapas means to cover your hunger, to cover the glass of wine. That's where it comes from. Good job I'm with you, though. You see, what I did was I ordered all of this last time, and paid for it, I might add, and he scoffed the lot. Scoffed every bit. Right, there you go, lots of different types of tapas. You would normally only have one dish, but seeing as how we're here, that means I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... OK, you can have the mushrooms. Oh, charming. So it's make me look daft time, is it? Well, you can get on with running the programme, and I'll get on with ordering. All with Gijona, which is with a Z or is with a J, depending on where you're from, and Alicante or Alicante to the rest of us. Anyway, it all starts with N for an orange. Hey, come over here. Over here. Come and join me in the shrubs. There's nothing better than a shrub first thing in the morning. Look, how do you pick a lemon, Costa Blanca style? Well, I'll tell you. First of all, you find a lemon tree. Not difficult here, because there are millions of them. And then you put out a hand, and you wait. And whilst you wait, you wonder. I'm good at wondering, me. I could have wondered for England when I'm on form. Oh, yes. Like, for example, I wonder why Gijona, which is where we are, is spelt with 2 X's on that map, and yet it's spelt with 2 J's on that map. But I know the answer. That map is printed Valencian style, old style, and that map isn't. Probably in Madrid or somewhere like that. And because I'm an old-fashioned boy, I'm going with Gijona with 2 X's. Do you know, it's like being at school with you. What is it, Blenkinsop Minor? How do you pick almonds? You dig them up with an almond shovel. Yes, I do know. You get a ladder, you go up a tree and you pluck them. What does it matter? You use them in paste and you use them in nut clusters or whatever it is, eh? Nugget. There's no almonds in nugget. It's that white sticky stuff that you chew. And don't, before you even tell me or do me, I know it's pronounced nougat, but I'm from Manchester. And in Manchester, they say nugget. All right, sorted. Hey, you, go and get some pictures of birds. You're good with birds, you. Go and do that. And I'll wonder for a while. She looks so fine. Turon, ron, the Turon, ron. Do you get it, eh? Turon. Get it? It's the Spanish word for nougat. Look, it's made out of almonds, orange blossom honey, sugar, and egg white. It is Moorish. And I don't just mean you want to eat loads of it. I mean the Moors brought it over here. And this place, Gijona, is the centre for making it in all of Spain. Right, those are the facts. You go and see how it's made and bring me some back. Calm down, Mrs. Hargreaves. It's only a vegetable. I'm sorry. Did you get me some then? Hey, maybe it's just as well, because if you've got someone in your family that's allergic to nuts, like my son, you've got to watch out, because we now know there's lots in it. Alicante.
Hello folks, guess what? I run a bar, and upstairs we don't have any alcohol because it's not clever to drink alcohol all the time. There's people who don't like it. So this one hasn't got any alcohol. The ingredients of this one is some chopped banana into a blender, as you can see. Just put some bananas into a blender. That should be enough for now. Add up some milk. That's enough. And some lemon juice. I think we'll top it up with milk. To be on the safe side, we'll put the blender on, turn it on, only a few seconds. It should be ready very, very quickly. And I know you're not going to smile at this one. Right, it's ready. It's ready now. With just a normal simple glass, we can just get the blender out of the thing. There we are. Take the top off. These modern machines, you know. And there you are. It's a very nice drinks. The children in my bar, they're always asking for them. Put that back. We can decorate a little bit with a little bit of kiwi. Just a little bit like that. And you've got a nice non-alcoholic cocktail. I know she's not going to smile. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The wonderful city of Alicante. That is, if you're Valenciano, it's Alicante. If you're modern Spanish, or Alicante, if you're a Brit like us. The capital of the Costa, in a beautiful bay. The Greeks called it Acroluca, which means white headland. The Romans called it Lucentum, which means city of light. And the Arabs called it Lucent as well. In fact, the Arabs thought it was so gorgeous that it must be a piece of the next world, heaven, that's fallen into this. Isn't that lovely and romantic? The coat of arms for the city today still has those names on it. Look at this, Esplanade. Quite common in Spain. People like to go for a stroll. This one is stunning, although it makes your horizontal hold lines go a bit funny, doesn't it? They get tugged up, they go for a walk in the afternoon on a Sunday, whenever, and they have a natter. Terribly sociable, just like we used to promenade during the Victorian times. Now, because this is the capital of the Costa, we should really show the Costa, and the Costas above it and below it. The Costa Brava to the north and the Costa del Sol to the south, with one or two other Costas thrown in for good measure. So get your Pentel out and do one of your dodgy graphics. You never let me down, do you? You know how I was saying the Romans called Alicante the City of Light? So exciting! This is where the Romans were! This is their city. Lucentum. Built on top of a 4th century BC Iberian settlement. The Romans were here! Just near to where people actually holiday in Alicante. Not far from the beach. It'll be open to the public whenever. In a bit. But for now, we are so privileged to be here, aren't we? You go and have a wander and I'll go and have a wander. Now, it's probably fair to say that in the past, Spain might not have looked after its archaeological sites too well. Well, it had a lot on its mind. Nowadays, you come into the cities and you find things like this going on. A huge, great archaeological dig that involves medieval walls and brings a whole mixture of different developments right the way up to modern day. You can see an old street down there. So much lower. I can never get over that, how much lower everything was centuries ago. Anyway, they're slowly but surely piecing together the pieces. Well, not the easiest place to find. But we found it anyway. Pothos de Garrigos. Pothos, wells. De Garrigos is the name. It's like the cavern in there. Do you think the Beatles might be playing? The Beatles. Oh, please me and tell me you've heard of the Beatles. I want to hold your hand? No! Come on inside. I do wish you hadn't learnt that particular trick. I've got all their albums. Haven't you got any of them? What? What's an album? Right, there are 3 wells. The one I've just come out of, the little one. This is the medium-sized one. Now let's go to Big Daddy up here. No one knows very much about these wells, except that they're not wells. They are actually collecting tanks for collecting rainwater. Up on the side of the mountain, you're struggling on the steps, come on, up on the side of the mountain, they have channels where they collect the rainwater and it gets funneled down and eventually deposited into these tanks. No idea how old. Some say they're Moorish, which would make sense because the Moors knew about water. Others say, no, they were done in this century. Not a single thing written down about them, except that the council bought them in 1967. They know that if they were full, they'd hold 84,000 litres of rainwater. Presumably these steps were where you came down to get your water with your bucket or whatever. They've got a nice display of pottery on in the tanks at the moment, and all of this pottery is local, and all of it is used for carrying water. I love the echo, don't you? Do you know, in the old days, that's how they made echo. They'd put a speaker at one end of a room and a microphone at the other. And if you wanted less echo, you brought them closer together. That's how he's still doing it. There you are! Now, Alicante. I'm getting into the Valencian feel. Go and do some pretty pictures, please. savouring this moment? We're going to do the castle. Castle Santa Barbara. I don't know who St. Barbara was, but what? The martyred maid of Nicodemia. Was she? Does that mean she spoke too much? If she did, she shouldn't have done. Now look, imagine dominating the land, miles and miles around, perched upon that rock. Little people, little houses down in the town. That huge castle high above. You'd arrive on your horseback, and you'd have to get off actually because it's a bit of a walk up there and you couldn't take your horse up. But nowadays, there's a path, and we are going to do it. No, I'm in my drama bit. We are going to reenact how it must have been to walk up there, to toil... Drama. To toil up there, clad in armour. Well, we'll have to imagine that bit, right? But march up, army-like. Come on, won't take long. Left, right, left. A lift in a castle that does 3 meters a second. Yeah, well, you still wouldn't have been able to get your horse in it, would you? So you'd have had to come up the outside. I'm not stupid. Right, this place, it's all about views. Unbelievable. There's been a settlement on here since prehistoric times, but they reckon that the first official fortified defence up here was Iberian. This is the best defended bit of the region of Valencia that there is. Hey? And that's about as much as you're going to get out of me. If I'd had a proper breakfast instead of one of those pieces of bread with a bit of oil and salt on, I'd have got up, no problem. As it is, I had a Mediterranean one. Talking of which, when you've done a view, let's do the foodie bits. Now look, when we started these foodie bits, I had my breakfast and I was told that I had to have a piece of toast with some salt on one side. Now you know that I like my sausages, my black pudding, eggs, the works. And I've discovered that they have exactly that in Spain. In fact, they have lots of sausage and black puddings. Now, Jaime and Nando, the only difference with the black puddings here being that they've got onions in.
That's right, yes.
But these are all basically pork sausages, yeah?
Pork sausages, yes, that's right.
Now, this is the kind of sausage we would know at home, just a standard kind of, well, we call it an Irish recipe sausage, but like that. These little ones, what are they called?
Chorizos.
Chorizos.
They are little chorizos, and they are peppery.
It's like
little
chipolata. We have a chipolata. I don't know whether it's a...
I don't know.
And the reddier ones, have they got a pepper in?
Pepper, yes, just to give it a color. And meat.
Okay. And this is a meatier one.
It's meat. But normally, every butcher, they got their own recipes.
Right.
Forever you go for sausages, you can find different ones, and also with different tastes.
So you basically just find a butcher that you like, and you use that butcher, yeah? But you can buy these in the supermarket, yeah?
Oh, in the supermarket.
All right. And then you just simply fry them, or grill them. This is being grilled on top of a grill, but of course you can grill it under a grill, can't you? Or fry them in a pan.
That's correct.
You see, that's the sort of breakfast I should have had. I'd have been right for that climb then. Look, Alicante, enormous, wonderful city. Isn't that brilliant? Bercantil is the mount that this castle is built on. Under the moors, this city grew. No, not now. I'm doing the history. Right, give it here. I'm going to get on with the history. Timothy's triumphant top-tip telling trick. OK, large bonds cop for this one. Phoning from Spain. Look, You know how there's an O in front of numbers like 0171? Well, in Spain, it's a 9. So when you ring from Brit, you miss it off like when you ring Brit from abroad. How does anyone live without this? So when you get there, don't forget to stick it back on again or nothing works. Plus, mobile phones have to have the full code all the time. It's 96 round here. How does he know? Right, phone boxes take all sorts of potato coins. Or you can buy a card like you do at home. If you have a Brit mobile out here with a worldwide coverage, remember you may be paying for every call, even when someone rings you from Blighty. Yeah. Hello? What are you doing on the phone? You're supposed to be editing the Get off! I'm paying for this! I might have words with him. Words. Run them.
Now, there's a bit of touring on this. We're looking up some history. So first of all, let's do history.
Historia.
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 Historia. Okay. And we want to go and see a castle.
Castillo.
Castillo. Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you weren't sure.
Well, say it again.
Castillo.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'd get away with that.
You get away with it.
Guidebook.
Guia.
Guia.
Just guia.
Right. A lift.
Ascensor.
Now that's a
No,
tricky
we're
one.
gonna- Ascensor.
Ascensor.
No.
Ascensor. Ascensor.
Ascensor.
Ascensor. So. It's all these third noises. Ascensor.
Ascensor.
I'm going to go with yours. And disabled.
Discapacitado.
Oh, it's getting worse. Discapacitado.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes. We're going to try that again.
No.
Hey, look at that sea. Isn't it brilliant? Does it just fill you with passion and desire to get out there and synchronise swim? No, I wasn't thinking of that, actually. I was thinking about history, about the Moors being here for 700 years until a like-minded soul to myself, Alfonso the Wise, came along. 1246, done a bit of a deal with the Moorish leader of Murcia that the whole region can be governed by the Castilian crown. But they say you can't have Alicante. What? We're out of time. We can't be out. I've only just started on the history. I've done your words, I've done your food, I've done your cocktaily thing, I've done everything, and I'm doing history. And that's the end of it. I'm not moving. In fact, I'll stay here till the next programme. I'm doing the history of this castle. Can you have my beans for breakfast?